You're now listening.
You're now listening to the Shameless Goat.
Listening to the Shameless Goats. The Shameless Goat.
Hey, you. Welcome back, Shameless Goat.
Hey, yo, somebody.
I don't know that shit.
I don't know. Fuck that shit.
Leave that to Mike.
Yeah. You can do the bad thing. Go ahead. There you go. How y'all boys doing?
Hey, what's up?
Coolin', brother. You know everybody miss me.
Yeah, they miss you like they miss LeBron, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That shit's funny. LeBron was talking about y'all gonna miss him when he's gone. He was flirting about retiring last season after averaging 29 points per game in year 20.
LeBron can't retire.
That nigga's different.
He may want to, but I don't think he should. He has about a good 5 more years.
At least 5.
And even 10 years from now, I can still see LeBron averaging fucking
15.
like 15 a game.
Oh, this shit is crazy, dude. There's only been 6
That's because
players.
he's on HGH too. So
You think so?
it has to be.
Yeah, he is taking something.
There's no way in hell.
He is taking something. They got a rule in the NBA where I forgot the exact specifics, but it's something around like you're allowed to take a certain level, and so they all be taking whatever to that limit is, whatever that legal limit is
Like
of whatever
HGH.
of
oh
like
really? You
HG
think they allow some
Hell
of that?
yeah.
Yeah, there's a particular limit they're allowed to take. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well,
It's good for the sport.
Yeah, I want to see them at their best. I want to see the best
Me too.
versions of each athlete playing.
Yeah. I'm
It's
with
not
it.
like it's not like testosterone. You know what I'm saying?
If there's some shit I could take and still be playing competitively, I probably would be taking it.
I'm taking that shit now.
Shit, I take it
No,
now.
you're not.
Yes, I
Fucking
am.
liar.
Why-
Nigga,
What are you taking?
pussy.
Pussy.
Like, like you still gotta
don't
eat
you
the
play
pussy.
basketball?
Absolutely.
That's so funny.
No,
shit.
low key, no, for real. Like, all right.
You could though. You could take steroids, HGH, all
Or
that
pussy,
shit.
whatever.
I take HGH over testosterone. That shit, I don't know. I heard the side effects ain't good.
I thought HGH is
testosterone?
testosterone or not.
I don't know. I think it's two different things.
Human growth hormones. That's right.
Yeah, I don't think that's the same as testosterone though.
I
Because
don't know.
women can take HGH too.
Word.
It's supposed to be good for like helping you stay young.
I would just take
It replaces all the old cells pretty much.
Keeping it wet.
keeping it wet.
Keeping
That's
it
funny.
wet, getting that pussy.
Hey, man,
That's
it's a real thing.
That might be a thing for women out here, man. Because some people got retired pussy.
Yeah, I think they're trying to create a Viagra for women, help them get moist or something.
I support that.
All of it.
I do, bro, because that shit's a real thing, bro.
What, dry pussy?
That's some funny shit.
Bro, nah, I'm really thinking about like the last time I smashed somebody in their 20s versus somebody like around our age or older, and I was
Damn.
like, oh shit.
Was it better younger or better older?
Just generally, I would say it was better younger. I think for somebody around our age or older, it just
They
you
don't
got-
get excited about.
you have exceptions.
They already have so many dudes.
You have exceptions, but then it's like unless they're really, really excited, yeah, there was a difference. That 20-something-year-old,
Oh my
she
god!
was just,
Look at that.
it was just,
And you know what is funny about what you just said? Dave Chappelle said that shit in one of his specials. He's like, "There's no such thing as
Nah, that
good
was-
36-year-old pussy."
that was
Yeah.
Dave. I thought
That
it
was
was
Dave
somebody
Chappelle.
Yeah, Dave
Okay.
said that.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as good 36-year-old pussy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some people were hating
Like-
on him for saying that.
It's an exaggeration because it's funny.
It's true, but
No, that's not true.
No, I think there's truth to it.
There's truth to it, right? It's an exaggeration.
Overall, you get what I'm saying? Yeah,
yeah,
exaggeration.
it's an exaggeration.
But I ain't gonna lie, I'm fucking a chick right now in her 20s. The pussy's the best I've ever had in my life.
That's funny.
Like low key,
The best you've ever
had in my life,
Alright,
bro.
that's funny.
Like I'm not even lying. Like the shit just
It might
automatically
be.
gets wet. You gotta understand. At 36, okay, I'm 37. Do you guys remember when y'all was fucking in y'all 20s? What that shit was like?
I do remember. I
how
think about that a lot.
enjoyable it was. Like wild
funny.
shit that y'all was doing.
I think about that a
Now
lot.
when you get a chick in their 30s, they got all these stipulations. Baby, I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that.
That's funny.
I'm not trying this. We're not gonna do this shit. They done did it all. They're like they're seasoned. You would think that the sex would be more like they're more mature sexually.
Well, yeah,
so they're
I-
more experienced. You would think that part.
That's the experience I have. Like when you get somebody that's older, they done did all this type of crazy shit. So now you got somebody who's more willing to do some crazy shit.
What? Because they're older.
Because they're older, yeah, because they've already done it. Versus somebody who's younger. Like I was having a conversation a while back with some old coworkers, and so the younger ones, they haven't done all this shit. So I'm sitting back like, just wait. 5 years from now, you gonna be all that shit you talking about. You don't do.
Absolutely.
You said the co-workers are younger or older?
Yeah, they were.
They're younger.
So it was a bunch of us. So the younger ones were saying a bunch of stuff that they don't do.
Oh, I see.
The ones that are around my
you're
age.
like, in a couple years y'all gonna be
Yeah. So it's like, oh, y'all finna do that.
putting
I
beads in
get
the
what
butt.
you're saying, but I think we're saying two different things.
Okay.
So yeah, like for instance, the girl I talked to now, who's in her 20s, she was like, "I'm not doing anal. I'm not doing this. I'm not," and I'm like,
Give it time.
"Give it time." Because after a
what they say
while,
now.
because what happens is after a while, you've done the same thing so many times it gets boring.
Right.
You know, so you're gonna want to switch it up, and you're gonna want to add some things to your repertoire. But what I'm talking about is the sex.
Right.
Not even like the experience shit. Like not like we're trying some shit. As far as fucking, if all I was doing was vaginal intercourse with a 25-year-old and a 35-year-old, it's completely different.
You be having her hang upside down off the wall.
It's not even that. The amount of shit she's doing, it's just like she's bouncing on the dick differently. Like there's more. Her knees. She got Megan knees. She ain't got them.
You said
fucking
who knees?
Megan Thee
Megan?
Stallion knees. She don't have fucking Michelle Obama knees. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying. Like
You talk about because of the age or what's,
yeah,
what's special
absolutely.
with Megan Thee Stallion?
Okay, so I was dating this woman named Kim and.
Whoa.
Oh shit! We're gonna switch this up. I was dating a young lady once upon a time, and she was older than I was. She was about 4 or 5 years older than me. I remember we had a threesome. I went to Mexico. It was my first ever
you,
threesome.
her, and who?
And funny enough, a random ass chick that we met the night of my birthday. So we had already been having this conversation.
How
like,
did
yo,
y'all get a random
let
girl
me get that nigga.
to sleep with y'all?
let me get that nigga.
Oh.
So we had already had this conversation about threesomes. Again, like what Kenneth said, the girl was 39, so she had already experienced a lot of shit that I didn't experience yet. So she was down to try some shit again. So I was like, I want my first threesome, but she didn't want to do it with anybody in Atlanta because she's like, you know, I live in Atlanta. It might get a little awkward. So she's like, we can do it when we go on a trip. So we just so happened to plan my birthday trip. It was in December, and we went there. Long story short, we were sitting down, and we were at a resort that was predominantly white, damn near all white. It's a super expensive resort. It was Unico in Mexico. Long story short,
Unico? What's that?
Unico. Unico is
that's a
the name
hotel?
it's the name of the resort. It's like some real like lavish shit, expensive. But anyways, there's no black people there. So the night of my birthday,
Y'all fucked a white girl?
no, there's two black girls walking towards
Oh, y'all
us.
found two black girls.
And they're by themselves. And so the girl, she walked up to me, and I'm like, babe, I'm finna go holler at these chicks.
Why did you tell that? Weren't you with that girl on the
I was
trip?
with my girl, but we already had the conversation. We're gonna have the threesome on the trip.
Keep up.
All right, 'cause
keep
like-
up.
Keep up, Peter.
Nah, 'cause
Goddamn,
I'm thinking that's
you
gonna
lagging,
make,
Peter.
I'm thinking that's gonna make her upset. You like
No,
you
I said I'm
you
finna
flew
holler
her
at
out-
them.
You flew her out on
No,
the
she
trip.
flew
You
me
like,
out,
nah,
bro.
I'm gonna go talk to.
You just
a
gotta
chick.
listen, Peter. It's gonna make sense. So we already had the conversation about the threesome. She knew it was gonna happen on the trip, on one of these trips, any trip. But I wanted it to happen on my birthday, honestly. So the girl walks up, and there's two of them, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you guys are such a beautiful couple." Now I had already said to myself I was gonna holler at the girl, and I told my girl like, babe, I'm finna holler at these girls to see what's up. And she's like, no, because she knew I was mad at her that night because she didn't plan my dinner birthday party, right? And anyways, long story short, we talking, the conversation's going, the girl's flirting, she's wide open, she's mentioning, and she happened to live in Hollywood, Florida, funny
Oh
enough.
wow.
But, but we drinking, we went back to our room, went back to the lobby, went back to the room. And so I just kind of threw it out there. I'm like, listen, you can come back with us. Because she was talking about, I got a boyfriend who I want to have phone sex with, or a guy she's talking to. I said, is that your boyfriend or your friend? And she's like, it's like we used to talk, but we're trying to rekindle.
Phone sex is what the fuck?
So I'm like, she's like, yo, can you tell
does
me how
that?
to have phone sex? Asking my girl. And I'm like, why are you trying to have phone sex? Like, we here.
Yeah, seriously.
So anyways, we get into it. Long story short, the girl ends up
Who has phone sex, man?
Well, hold on. Let him get to the point.
yeah, long story short, we end up getting to the room, and the girl's like maybe 32. My girl at the time was 39. And so it got to a point where she told the girl to get on. The girl's like, listen, his dick hard, like, get on that shit. The girl goes, nah, you go ahead, good baby. Like, do your thing. The young girl said, you ain't got to tell me twice. Jumped on the shit and showed the fuck out. And I'm talking about the whole time that she riding my dick, my girl looking at me like, bitch, chill out. Like
getting mad now.
she's showing out. I'm like, well, she showed your ass up, and that's the difference between an older woman and a younger girl. Like their body parts are just different. I remember when I was younger, hearing women saying, "I don't want a Minute Man," right? That was a song. No, Missy Elliott.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted a Minute Man, and that's because they were younger. Now these bitches like 30 and up, they want 15-minute sex max.
I'm with it.
And see, I'm not a quick nutter. It take me about an hour to get mine in. So
An hour?
bro, it take me an hour.
What?
You gotta go to the doctor.
You need an hour to bust?
I need an hour to bust, dog.
Go to the
Why?
doctor, bro.
I think it's a mental thing.
How?
How?
Is it bad pussy?
No, it's amazing pussy. It's just
How can
that
it take an hour?
I go in there with a competitive mindset. Like
Competitive.
it's true. It's very true. So like
This nigga be at the
I just
Olympics in
remember
the pussy.
hearing very young, like, if you do what you gotta do, you never have to brag about how good your sex is. So me being the competitive nature in me was like, I want to be every woman's best that they ever had.
But you're counting foreplay as well, right?
No,
In
that's
that
just
hour.
fucking
Wait, an hour inside the vagina.
inside the pussy. I'm fucking
Not
for
the
hours.
foreplay.
That's not even foreplay.
That's
How,
fine.
nigga?
Dude, hey,
Are you saying
I
you
don't.
busted
I
going
don't.
back
No,
in?
I don't nut easy.
Peter just want tips.
No, I don't want tips. I know how to last, but I don't know if I could last an hour straight.
Listen, an hour is like almost the minimum. Like
What?
if I'm being real, like I do way more than that. Like
More power to you, boss.
I'm not saying I
crazy.
like that. Don't get it twisted, because I've met women who end up eventually getting dry or
I'm wondering if you
they're
got
worn out.
like if you got a problem or something.
Nah.
if you can't feel her vagina.
No, it's there. The problem is that I just personally,
What the warning label tell you after 4
Are you
hours?
sure
Go
it's
see the
not
doctor.
shorter than an hour? Because an hour is like that's a lot of time.
It's an hour, bro. It's an hour.
What the
So
hell?
what do y'all think normal sex? How long do you think it's supposed to last? You think it's supposed to last an hour?
I mean,
I think
15
about 30
minutes?
minutes. I don't know. 15 minutes is ass.
30.
30.
What about you?
Yeah, I'm 15 to 20
15,
minutes,
nigga.
bro.
What are you talking about? 30
That's
minutes?
whack, nigga.
I'm
What?
dead ass.
That's a quick nut.
How?
man.
30 to an hour?
I'm good off
But
that.
you know what? With me too, I go in there thinking like so my thing is this. Every female I date or I fuck, I be like, listen, how many nuts did you come? Like, what's the most amount of nuts you got in one sexual session? They'd be like, oh, 2, 3. In my mind, automatically, I'm like, okay, I got to get for 6.
I feel you.
You start competing
I'm naturally competitive with
her
sex.
past sex.
Yeah, because for me, it's like, if I don't want to have to chase this bitch, I gotta fuck her head up.
Right. I get what you're
You know what I'm
saying.
saying? Like that is there's a method to the madness. Like
Right.
I don't want to have to ever chase no female. That's something I hate because I love hard. So it's like, even when I'm a young girl, like I'm gonna be straight frank with y'all. From the first day I fucked her, she been coming over every day to get fucked.
That's good.
I'm talking about I fucked her last night. She was like, yo, my shit's sore.
And she'll be
literally,
back in the next
and literally today, as we got off the phone today, she's like, yo, I want some more dick. I'm like, and didn't you just say your shit was sore? She's like, yeah, but I still want it.
Hey,
That'd be my goal. My goal is always to never have to chase no chick for pussy.
You wanna
Imagine me
dickmatize
having
them.
to beg a girl like, babe, when we gonna fuck?
you want to dickmatize them?
Absolutely.
I feel you.
Dickmatize, that's
Because see,
Dickmatize.
because then there's certain things I don't have to do, like begging her to do to act right, be loyal. I ain't gonna say that's the.
I was just about to say that's still cheat now.
Yeah, because listen, I can show you my phone right now. My other young thing before this one who cheated, and she couldn't give me no reason. I said, "Was his dick bigger than mine?" She's like, "No, it was actually longer and fatter." I said, "So what was the issue? I mean, I know you told me you never came from here before you met me. So I'm assuming I gave you the best sex you had." She's like, "Absolutely. So why did you cheat?" Bitch had no reason besides attention.
Hey, that's what it is.
She said, but here go the crazy part. We would be on the
You
phone
weren't giving
24.
her attention?
This is so.
She just want more.
She wanted more. And I'm going to tell you the crazy
What?
thing about it. So this is what was crazy. We would be on the phone damn near 18 hours out of the day.
Come on, man. Why you gotta say a dumb number like that?
He think I'm being funny, right? So here goes the
Come
thing.
on.
We would go to sleep on the phone together. Like she'd be home, I'd be here. We'd be on the phone. I'll fall asleep. She falls asleep.
That is so gay.
And we don't hang the phone up.
I'm sorry. Bro.
It is. It's weird, but I know she felt alone because she ain't had no family. She's not from here. She's home alone. So if I didn't, feel like going to go pick her up and bring her back to the house, I'm like, yo, fuck it. We just
Nigga,
going.
you still gotta go to work. That ain't
No. That's
18
on my
hours.
days off, though. That's on my days off. So like,
The fuck y'all talking about for 18 hours?
a lot of times just social media. So we watching movies together. That was one thing. We watching the same shit on Netflix at the same fucking time, or sometimes it'll just be like
So you wake up and talk to her the whole day. That's
if we didn't
18
hang up the
hours.
phone. If we did not hang up the phone, that's again the phone be running from the nighttime.
No,
So I'll wake up and I'll be like, "Yo, you up?"
I can't do that.
What?
It was some dumb shit I
How's
did.
it that interesting?
I can't do
Y'all
that.
It wasn't, but I think part of me did that shit because I was like, I don't know if I could trust this bitch.
Wait, you're talking to her so she don't talk to nobody else?
That's toxic.
It was very fucking toxic. Like I low key
Whoa.
think I was doing this shit because in my mind I'm like, I don't trust this bitch, and I don't know. She like, I know I got her from a nigga. I got her from a dude.
So you already know she's not loyal.
No,
That's
so
what you're
no.
saying.
So they weren't in a relationship, right? They were just fucking, and so I knew. I said, if I fuck her, she gonna be mine. So sure enough, I fucked her and blew her mind, and she's like, "Oh, what are we doing? Are we gonna be together?" So I'm like, "All right, cool, shit, let's make it a thing. I ain't got shit to lose." So we hanging out, we going out on dates, we going out to eat, all this shit, and I noticed like even in the first week, like I'm looking at her phone, like, bitch, you still texting this nigga? Oh, I'm like, hold on now, bitch, you trying me? And so I was like, my cousin was like, yo, low key, you gotta kind of give her some grace. She kind of young, and on top of that, you did take her from a nigga. I'm like, but that was never his girl. He told her straight up, I don't want a relationship. He was just fucking her. Mm-hmm. So, but I failed to realize no matter how good my sex may be, and despite how much better it may be than the sex she was having with him, there's an emotional tie.
Sex don't keep people.
It don't what?
Sex don't keep
It
people.
absolutely doesn't.
Yeah, if you're gonna cheat, you're gonna cheat. It has nothing to do
And
with
so,
the sex.
when I found out she cheated, the funny part about it was I was like, why? She had no fucking reason.
Yeah,
And but what I noticed was that every day she cheated, she posted some shit on Instagram. Like she'll post a picture or a video of herself on her Instagram story, and then that night she'll kind of go missing. So like I've already like studied her
Wait, hold
behavior.
on. But she probably posts regularly anyway.
She don't. So I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, she doesn't post at all except if she's gonna cheat. She doesn't have no other posts
she'll
in
post
between?
like stories on her shit, right? So the last thing that happened was we went to the little Afro Nation concert, right? Afro Nation concert.
Oh.
So when we went, she waited till like after that weekend because Miami was on fire. Everybody, when you Memorial Day weekend, you're not gonna really be on your phone looking at Instagram.
Right.
You're gonna be out partying. So she knew, okay, if I want to get the reaction I'm looking for, I'm gonna wait till the weekend is over. So she posted her shit on that Tuesday, and she got a lot of likes, a lot of comments, and so we on the phone that night, and then she just goes missing, like literally just went missing. And so I'm like, she's like, oh baby, I'm getting tired, and mine just like 12 p.m. I mean, it's like midnight. So I'm like, so that's 12 a.m. Sorry.
Yeah, AM.
So I'm like, yo, she never says I'm tired. We just fall asleep on the phone, typically. So I'm like, why you telling me that? Bitch, what you trying to do? And I told her just like that. I said, bitch, what you up to? She goes, she's I'm just telling you I'm tired just in case you don't hear me. I said, yo, this hoe gives me a disclaimer. Like, she trying to give me, like, psych me up. So I'm like, all right. So I was like, let me see. I waited 10 minutes. I'm like, babe, she not saying nothing. So I go back on the phone. I said, let me hang this shit up and call and see if she answers. I called her phone 5 times. She ain't answer.
5 times.
Nigga, it's past midnight.
No, but see, we're normally on the phone 3, 4 a.m. before she falls asleep, before I fall asleep. It's midnight. Midnight is early for us. You know what I'm saying? We up on the phone till 3, 4 a.m. every
Did
morning.
you drive by the house to check?
No, I ain't doing all that shit. Nah.
What did you do?
So what I did was I just know in my heart that she.
Oh wait, Peter, you wasn't joking.
I'm trying to figure out what the
No, so funny enough, I had her location. We used to share locations.
Oh, man, that's some weird shit.
No. It's not
Whoa.
weird. She
Nah, that is
she
weird.
offered to give it to me. And
That's some young people shit, bro.
she like, oh, let me give you your location. My
Y'all really
location.
don't trust each other.
So now I'm looking at the location and the shit like it's saying unavailable. Like the song, the Vito song, I'm unavailable. That shit was unavailable. So I'm like, it's always been available. All right, cool. I already knew what it was. So the next morning, this is how funny shit was. Oh, I fell asleep. What are you talking about? It's like 11, 12 a.m. Bitch, you ain't fall asleep. I just knew better.
Yeah.
So
But how
fast.
can you verify it?
You don't need to verify.
I didn't need to
it.
verify. I just know.
It's just common
I know
sense.
patterns.
So did you?
why
break
did your
up with her?
location? Why was your location off?
But did you break up with her because of that?
Of course.
So I'm gonna tell you, I did, but I'm gonna tell you, not that wasn't the reason. I made her confess because I just was like, yo, this don't feel right.
What did you Batman her? What you
No,
do?
no. So I listen.
bitch in a
I
headlock,
put that bitch in the
confess.
interrogation room. So I'm like, yo, I went off on her for like 4 hours. So I'm like, yo. I said, you gotta be fucked up. I said, you think I don't know, right? So then,
We talk to goats now. That's crazy.
so
bro.
what's crazy is like a couple hours later, she just texts me like nothing happened. Like, hey baby, everything good? I'm like,
After she just confessed to cheating?
no, she didn't confess right away.
Oh,
so she was just like, hey, playing dumb. It took me to block her off of Instagram, social media, and everything for her to finally, like, I'm like, listen, you gonna lie to me one more time, and I'm gonna block your ass for life. And then she told the truth.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry. And that was the thing. She had no real fucking reason for her doing it, but she did it, and that's all it took.
Would it have changed something if she had a reason though?
It wouldn't have. I mean, but it would have helped me understand better. Like if you say, baby, you weren't giving me enough attention. You don't fuck me enough, you know? But it was just the attention she needed from a man to feel desired.
But I don't understand if you were
If I was
talking to her
doing
for
everything.
18 hours.
But she got daddy
isn't that
issues.
attention?
She had daddy issues too. And that's the thing.
But isn't
She
that
wa-
attention?
It is, but
she wanted a different type of it, or for
different
someone
type
else,
and from
or what?
different people. And that's it's funny I posted that shit on Instagram.
Did
today.
you
I said,
find out what type of attention the guy gave her?
It didn't matter. It didn't matter. Attention is attention. It's a drug. Whether you using cocaine or crack, nigga, you getting high. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still the same shit. It's the same result. She wanted.
weird.
It took her, a guy saying, and I realized she had daddy issues.
She was on her city girl.
Yeah, she had
Well,
daddy
you
issues.
should have known that. Y'all talk 18 hours a day, nigga. You know everything
I
about
did.
her.
I did. Peep
You know
that.
her raw size. You
I
know
did
everything.
peep that.
Nigga, her favorite color.
You know what's interesting about the city girls that I just brought up? I don't know them like that, but one of them was on an interview, and the interviewer asked her, "Do you want your daughter to see how you live in your life?" And she was like, "No, I don't want my daughter to be a city girl. Like I know I'm a hoe, and I'm cool with that." And
Which show was that? JT?
I don't know I can't tell them apart. So
Carisha?
I don't know who's who. All I know is one of the city girls. She was like, "I know I'm a hoe. I'm good with women being hoes. You can do what you want, but I don't want my daughter to be that." And so, dude looked confused. He was like, "But why? Why is it okay?"
Cool with it, but you don't want your child.
She had no real. I don't remember her answer, but I don't recall her having a real answer. She was just like, "Yeah, I know that this shit is not good." Like,
But yeah, you still live the lifestyle.
But she still live-
And it's probably just to sell records. That might be the same bitch.
Nah,
I want
but she said she lived that life. She said that,
Oh.
that whatever she's talking about, she's really doing that shit, and she's all for it. She's for women doing it, just not her daughter. And I found it interesting because
I don't know why does she do that. Why did she say not my daughter?
I don't know.
because she don't want that lifestyle for her daughter. She's okay with poisoning the black community, just not my kid.
And I was gonna say something similar to that. It's like you're portraying an image that a lot of people is copying, but you don't really want that image for other people. Like you don't want that for
For
your
the
daughter.
people that you love.
For the people that you love, you don't really want that. That's wild. That's wild.
I wonder which one that was because they've been in the news a lot recently. Even just last week, they had for Rolling Loud, Carisha. I know that bitch.
Oh, that was in Miami Gardens, right?
Yeah, she had her. What was it? Her son, who they said was like 6 online, but apparently he's 10, throwing money at strippers.
They say he's 6, but
Carisha came back and made a correction saying, he's 10. But he was throwing money at strippers.
Wait, people can't tell the difference between a 6-year-old and a 10?
It doesn't matter. That's besides the point. He's a kid.
I'm sorry.
That's a big
one of her
looking kid.
One of her sons.
Her son.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
He was throwing money on the stripper at Rolling Loud.
Yeah.
And niggas 10 years old. And so they were eating her ass up. Like, I don't know. Them hoes to me is just, they bad for the community. Like, all these bitches now. Like,
That's crazy.
take me back to, like, I don't even know.
But what about Boosie? You think he any better? Because I remember he said something on Math Hoffa show. He was like, yeah, at 14, 15, I'm getting his dick sucked. At 15, 16,
for his son.
I'm giving him pussy.
I'm not going to lie. The difference is that, it's 10 and 15 is, most kids is fucking by 14.
And that was his point. He was like, man, they fucking at 14 anyway. So
Yeah, so-
he was like, bro, I'm finna bring the bitch to the crib. She finna suck my son dick at 14.
Yeah, but he's not going to get no game being fed like that.
He doesn't care. What he wants is to make sure that his kids ain't gay. That's one.
Yeah, because I seen his comments about Dwayne Wade's trans daughter,
Right.
which I was like, that's kind of unnecessary.
Yeah, and he also wants to control. He wants to control. Like, yeah, bring the bitches to the house, and he wants them to be fucking in the house.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like,
But is that any different? So my question is that any different than what one of them city girls did with the jit?
I think that should be child neglect. I mean, for
Child
Carisha,
neglect?
he's 10.
I don't know.
Child endangerment. So one of these, he's 10 years old, bro.
So if he was 14, would it make it any better?
Absolutely.
Why?
I mean, I just think that there's a big age difference between that's almost like it's like saying you're okay with your 10-year-old daughter having sex as opposed to your 14-year-old daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna expect teen and I don't know 10. I don't know what you would classify that adolescent. That's not adolescent. I mean,
I think that is adolescent.
but what 10?
10, I think that's adolescent.
I'm not. Your mind grows so much more tremendously. I mean, in those 4 years, between 10 and 15, there's a big major, growth spurt you go through as far as mentally.
So would you have your 14-year-old son in a strip club?
I mean, in a strip club, no. I mean, I'm not condoning that shit until he's of age to go. However, I would still choose 14 over fucking 10. Like, come on.
I just think
I got you.
Boosie's depriving his child of learning game, going out there and trying and failing, and then succeeding. I don't think you should just spoon feed your child. And then also at Boosie, when he was talking about that talk about Dwayne Wade's trans daughter, had me think about Jess Hilarious was just talking about trans women, saying that trans women aren't real women.
They aren't. The fuck?
That's what you think?
Would you fuck a trans woman?
Hell no. I wouldn't fuck a trans woman.
See, you saw his face. He said, "You see how quick that shit changed?"
What do you talk?
That's a good point.
That's the point. You just said, I asked you, do you consider trans women? And you just kind of...
No, you asked me would I fuck a trans woman. I said, hell no.
No, prior to that, I said, are trans women?
Yeah, they're women.
They're not women.
What do you think they are? You think it's a mental health issue? Like they're messed up in the head?
If you're not born with a vagina, you're not a woman. It's simple. If you're not born with a penis, you're not a man.
But there's different people born... there's some people who have...
Both
chromosomes, they call them intersex. People who have chromosomes of like a woman, right? XX, right? Mm-hmm. And then they'll have a penis, but their chromosomes are XX. They're intersex. They're 1% of the population.
We're not talking about those people.
But we could talk about trans, but not intersex?
Because I don't think that's the argument.
There's different types of
if you're
people,
a man,
they're real.
If you're a man and you decide you want to change your sex for whatever fucking reason and become a woman, and you took your penis and turned it into a vagina, which apparently is a real thing now, you're a fucking man. That doesn't make you a woman. You don't bleed. You don't have a menstrual cycle.
That's
you
one
can't
of the
bear.
things Jess Hilarious said.
You
They
can't
don't have,
bear
you don't
children.
have menstrual cycles.
So it's like they be arguing. Oh, well, we suffer as women. You're not a woman.
But I will say I believe trans people are real.
Yeah, real people.
Well, all right. So they're real. You say they're real people, but they just have like a mental health problem. Or
I won't
something?
say they
They're
have
wrong
mental
in the head?
health problem. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that you will never be able to convince me otherwise that a person who was born with a penis can have a sex change and become a woman. Simple as that.
I don't understand because when I say mental health problem, you kind
It's
of
not mental health. I think that's a choice.
It is.
It's not a mental health, nigga. No, you can decide you want to be a woman, and that's not a mental. That doesn't mean you're mentally, out of it. It just means that that's a choice you decided to make for whatever fucking reason.
What?
Yeah, I think
it's not a goddamn choice.
It is a choice.
Well, first
it
of
is
all,
a choice.
They're born in their own body.
Well,
Shit happens.
I think
Go ahead.
I think it just doesn't matter.
What you said? What?
Oh, you
I think
just
it
saying
just doesn't
respect them? It
Like
doesn't matter, or what?
Like I think all of it don't matter. Like first of all, to Jess, I'm not saying that her opinions are invalid, but I just feel like who asked you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you should know better as a celebrity. You say something like that, they coming at your head. Now, if you are in some type of conversation where it's relevant to talk about it,
I think that's probably what ended up happening. I don't think she just came out and spoke about it. I'm not going to say yes. I mean, she did or she did not. But I think that either way, she's made her living commenting on these type of things, current events and shit that happened. I don't want to lie and say that she was pulled into it, but a conversation came up and something was had, and she spoke her piece. I mean, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. For women who actually go through a struggle, it's kind of an insult. It's like a white man saying that, black men are real men. Like, you can't speak on that because you don't know our real struggle.
Joe
You know what I'm
Biden
saying?
said that.
and I get that. I get.
So
I'm just,
she's entitled to her opinion as a woman.
She's entitled to her opinion. I'm just saying, as a celebrity, if I was her, I wouldn't have made.
But
no
you
comment.
gotta understand, she's not a ball player.
But I mean,
She's only a
She's
celebrity.
A small celebrity or
No, she's a celebrity because of what she does. Her insight,
She's a comedian.
she's a comedian. Yeah.
yeah, but it's still. I mean, we acting like Dave Chappelle doesn't have the same.
Yeah, that's
exact-
different though. He going on stand up, but he's making points. She just talking.
The thing I don't like
I mean,
about
she's
it,
speaking on her truth. I can't.
which is fine.
That's essentially what social
but
media
speaking
is.
on truth is negative at times. It's toxic. There can be
It-
racists
it can be.
speaking on their truth. That don't make
But
it right.
I don't think nothing is wrong with it. I think she spoke on what her truth is and what
Yeah.
she believes, and that's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, people finna come at you, so I don't see the utility in doing that. That's
I
one.
don't- all right, so
But the other part that I think doesn't matter is whether these people have a mental illness or not. I don't think that matters. Like, if you feel like somebody who's trans is not, whatever gender that they're saying that they are, so what? And if that person thinks that they are whatever they're portraying themselves to be, so what? Like, I think none of it. I think we make too big a deal on is somebody a man or is somebody a woman. I think it only matters when it comes to something like
what bathroom they want to go to in public.
no, I only think it matters when it comes to like something sports. Like
Oh, yeah,
whereas
that's important. That's
I
important.
think that's the only time I really
Yeah.
think it matters. So I feel like when we be having these not us, but
Society.
when society had these conversations, I'd be like, bro, we don't got nothing else to talk about, bro, because there's so much other things
there's more
going
than
on.
just sports. Sports is one big area with the trans conversation. For me, a different big area is the mental health crisis or crises, because when you look at children and mental health, if you look at mental health for trans people, it's far worse than what anybody else.
That should
regular
be
people
that
are.
should be anger.
Anger, but their mental health, their depression, everything that other people think they're experiencing that sucks is far worse for trans people. It doesn't even compare. And
But why
so-
is that? Why is that particularly important?
why is people have a lot of trans people commit suicide, unfortunately, and the bullying, people not even saying they exist or saying, well, you're not saying mental health. Some people will say that they have mental health problems and shit like that. That's people denying their existence.
That's generalizing them, and I'm not doing that. What I'm saying is that, as it pertains to a trans person, if you're born a man, this is just my opinion, and I think it's not even an opinion; it's scientifically proven.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's your opinion, but it's not science.
It is science.
What
No, it isn't.
what are you saying is not science?
That that a person who is born in the wrong body
What?
is not the actual
How
body.
do you figure it's the wrong body?
Yeah, because so and then now here's the issue.
Just like when I talked about the people XX chromosome who are born with penis.
But these are not
An
them. We're not
intersex
okay. But
person.
we're not talking about them. We're talking about trans.
But
people.
I'm saying there's different
you were
types
born.
of people.
If you were born a man, you're a man. It's simple.
Yeah, you talking about a very small minority right
they
now.
are the minority. They're
But a
a big
very
minority.
small
Intersex. We're not
minority.
talking about them. We're talking about trans people.
So
who-
people
There's
generally
different types of people in the
Nah.
world.
right. Okay,
trans was not a thing 20 years ago.
so
I didn't know about it 20 years ago. I never heard about it, but I'm
Because
learning.
it was not a thing.
I never knew about intersex 20 years
wait,
ago.
hold on. Just so we don't keep repeating the same thing, let's just establish right here. Yes, there's a such thing as intersex people.
We're not talking about them.
But generally speaking, you have chromosomes for male. I'm not saying man, for male. You have chromosomes for female. So if we're talking about that, and this is my issue when we have these conversations. If we're going to put in any science to the conversation, if we're going to put in anything that's objective into the conversation, then let's keep it a buck. Is there a such thing? Like, do you concede that there is chromosomes for male and chromosomes for female?
Yes.
Like, if you don't, there's a computer, there's your phone, you can look that up right now.
Yeah. We're
So
not.
what I would say is that most people, their body, the way you look on the outside correlates with your chromosomes. So that's
But-
the overwhelming majority of people. There are some people, however,
No, just need
that
my
their
innocence.
outside appearance does
We're not talking about that.
Yeah,
bro.
Wait, I just answered your question.
No,
right?
my-
What
no,
was your
ran around
question?
it.
My question is simply: are there chromosomes for people who are female, and there are chromosomes for people who are male, biologically, not what you think, but biologically?
I'm not sure I know how to answer that question. I
You
probably,
can, you can
so
Google,
Google
it.
it.
You can Google
well,
it.
I'll
Females
Google it
have
later.
what-
what are
That's
the-
my answer right now.
Females have their chromosome. Males have their chromosome.
So I'm not. I would never tell somebody that they are not a man and they are not a woman. Whatever you say you are is how I will address you. Whatever pronouns you want to use is how I will address you.
Some of the pronouns is kind of awkward to me at
that's-
times.
But then when the conversation comes to and
Sports is a big thing.
no, when the conversation comes to like some type of fact, some type of objectivity, I always feel like just keep it a buck. But the conversation should never get there unless there's something purposeful to it. Like, what's the reason of why we are trying to confront somebody when they are saying that they are male or female? Who cares?
So I remember watching, I don't know what show it was. It was a clip, actually, probably from Instagram. And there was a clip of a woman. It might have been on Dr. Phil or some shit. But she was pretty much essentially saying, it was a trans woman. Oh, when we go in the bathrooms, we don't have tampons.
Okay.
And she's like, trans women needs tampons. What the fuck do you need a tampon for? Like you're bleeding every month.
Yeah, I mean I think that's just somebody being ridiculous.
Yeah,
And that's the argument that the people in the stands were having. I mean, in the audience.
The Bud Light lady, when they put that trans woman on Bud Light, and then they started destroying the brand. People wouldn't buy Bud Light; they were throwing it away. Kid Rock throwing it away. You didn't see that?
No,
You
I didn't see
that?
it.
There was something about it was I forgot what it was. It was
And
something
at Target,
stupid.
they were like the pride section of clothes. People stopped shopping at Target trying to make their stock value go down just because they have pride clothing. I don't understand. Like, just don't buy
Because
the
I don't.
rainbow
No.
clothes. Buy a different shirt.
I'm
Who cares?
gonna tell you what I feel about this. Trans people tend to be very. I don't want to say. They demand too much. Like we don't have a black section of clothing inside of Target. You know
Hold
what I'm
on, you
saying?
don't think black people dress a certain way?
No, this nigga missing my point.
All right,
No.
it's not a
Is
section.
there a black section in Target?
It's
no.
not a section, but do you think black people have a certain
So you're
way of
missing the point, Peter.
Okay.
All clothes are universal. If I want to wear a black shirt and white shorts, I can do so. And if you're trans and you want to do that, it's fine. But to say you should establish a pride section for gay people, I think is fucking weird.
But
Why?
part of the reason they're doing
Because again,
that,
we don't differentiate when it comes to any other thing. Like we don't have a black section in Target or a black section in Walmart when we shop.
You sound very-
You pick up what the fuck you want to wear, and that's it. To have a pride section in Target is fucking weird.
it's not weird. I
don't know if it's
I'm
weird.
not the person running Target. It doesn't. But I say
So would you? Let me ask you a question. Imagine that you're a black guy, right? You walk into Walmart and they have a white only section, a white section.
Yeah, that's
white only. What
Oh,
the fuck?
That's
It
essentially.
doesn't say pride
So,
only clothes.
Well, it's if you're.
What are you talking
even
about?
if it says pride, it's saying this is what the pride people should wear, or this is for people who support pride or whatever the case is.
but so that's what I don't know because it's
Tie dye clothes offend you, nigga?
yeah
The
because
color pink, yellow, and
So
tie-dye
then that's my
offend
whole
you?
point. Why differentiate?
Wait.
Why does there need to be a label on top of it saying?
So the label
Pride.
offends you?
So I-
is a pink shirt, a yellow shirt, a white shirt, tie dye that offends you?
You're missing the point.
because they
if
put a
you're not-
label and it says pride. Now it offends you?
Yes, because if you put a
What
label
the
that
hell?
said white,
I don't think it's the same thing.
It is the same
I don't
thing.
think
These
the same
people
thing.
haven't been seen. They haven't been acknowledged.
Nigga, black people
It's
ain't been
soci-
seen.
And you know how many things we got? Fucking streets for black people. You have a history month for black
So
people.
guess what?
To see black people, to acknowledge black people.
We have the shortest month in the fucking year.
All right, you're changing the subject. We have a month. We have a month to see us, to acknowledge us.
They have
don't
pride.
have.
They do have pride, but what the fuck you talking about?
All right, but
They have
they're-
pride marches.
I'm talking about the goddamn clothing, like you just talked about.
Okay, so
at
stick to the
Target.
fucking clothing. You were the one who brought up the fucking month.
All right,
Stick to the clothing.
all right. I'll stick
Why
to
should
whatever I
there
want
be
to
a
stick to.
label in Target that says pride?
It's Target's. It's their business.
They can sell. This is my whole point.
They can do their business however they want.
And
to
they
do
can
their
also
business.
lose. They can lose stock. That's beside the point. They want trans want to be. They force their inclusion on everyone, and that's the problem.
So I don't know because I didn't see it, so I can't speak on like what it actually was. But me imagining the like let's
A
say
rainbow T-shirt offends people.
The pride section, it might just be something that's like it's a branding. Like so, yeah, the rainbow, like you talking about tie dye. Like I'm just thinking of it as branding. Like because you might go to a store and it might have a section that says urban. It don't gotta say black. It might say urban. You might go to if a store had a section and it said preppy. You know what I mean? Like
There
it
are
might
stores.
it might just be a
black
branding.
clothes.
You know, I that's just my guess. I don't know because I didn't see it, and I definitely never saw anything that said pride only. Now, if it said pride only, then now it's
Or
like
even if it just said pride.
if it just I don't know.
I feel like
I don't feel no-
tie dye was worn.
I don't feel no type of way. I ain't gonna hold
To
it.
me, to be real, tie dye was worn prior to this movement.
Right.
So why not just sell tie dye and whatever you think
I don't know.
pride people wear
I see where
in
I
the
see
store?
where,
Why have to label it pride?
I see where you're going
section?
with it, and I understand your point. I
don't see why
I just
that
don't
would
have
irritate anyone.
I just don't have no problem with it. Like if I walked by
'Cause
it,
it's the exposure you're giving your children.
the children.
Yes, if my child walks in and sees a section that says pride,
So
I don't.
And if
Nah,
it's section
it's not
said
about the
cooking,
kids,
is
bro.
that offensive?
It's not about the kids,
kicking
bro.
Peter. That's not even the same.
I'm just saying that if the section of clothes says something different instead of pride, does that irritate you?
Let's keep it a buck all the way around. It's not about the kids, bro.
It is too.
I was just having this conversation with a homeboy.
No,
It's never about the kids.
It is too, because even when my daughter watches cartoons now, I have to watch the cartoons with her just to make sure that they're not putting some of this shit in there.
Right. There was a comedian.
Kids are they're easily influenced.
There was a comedian. He brought this up. He was like, "Yo, why is it my problem that you got to explain some shit to your motherfucking kids? Like that has nothing to do with me." And I agree with that.
But what is he talking
It's
about? I don't
programming, though.
understand.
He was-
is a problem
it
to
was
explain stuff to children.
C.K. Lewis or whatever the fuck I forgot. Louis C.K. My fault. Louis C.K. He was just making a point of like you see two men kissing. And people will be like, well, what about the kids? What about the kids? And he's like, whose fucking problem is that? That has nothing to do with me. That your kids, that you have to explain to your kids why
that
two men are
kiss?
kissing.
Oh.
That has nothing to do with me. And I agree with that. It has nothing to do with nobody. That's your kids.
And I understand that, but when you're forcing it like in the media, that's the problem I have.
I don't know about
If my
force.
daughter,
He's forcing
so
the
if my daughter, if we're walking in the mall and my daughter sees two guys kissing,
Right.
that's a conversation I need to have for her because I don't want to impede on their life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He should be able to kiss his partner, and that's fine. But when you're forcing it in the media, like now every cartoon now has this non-gender specific thing going on where they have girls kissing girls or guys kissing guys. That's the issue I have with it.
Do you understand that used to be black people as well?
I mean,
Do you know that we weren't seen and then we had to become seen in this country?
I get that, but I feel like black people being black and being trans is not the same thing.
I agree it's not the same, but
I was
understand.
born black.
Do
Ultimately,
you see the correlations?
somewhat, but it's a major difference. I was born black. I wasn't born trans.
Yes, you were born. They were born trans.
No,
Michael.
you're not born trans.
Yes,
trans
you
is
are.
the word trans
Means to transform.
Transform.
It's the
What the fuck are you
No,
talking
trans
about?
is meaning you were born in the wrong body.
No, that's not what it
have
means.
to
You're making this up as you
No,
go.
a transsexual person was
So-
born in the wrong body. The surgery is just so that their body
That's
reflects who they are.
Trans is for transform.
The transition.
No, it's for
Transition.
It's for
No, it's not.
transsexual.
Because
It's
it
not
was, so
transform.
what differentiates that from a gay person, Peter?
Gay people, a trans person is born in the wrong body. So if I was trans,
So what do you call a gay guy who?
would
who,
you let me answer?
No,
your
I'm
question?
gonna answer it for you. What do you call it? What do you call a gay guy who decides that he likes cross dressing? He's still a gay guy. Trans is what makes a person trans is they transition their body to what it is that they feel that they really truly are. That's trans.
Transformers.
That's the whole point.
Transsexual.
That's they change their body to become now whatever it is they feel like they are.
It's not change their body.
It is.
People have-
Literally changed their body. What are you talking about?
It is that.
Yeah,
That's
you
quite
say
literally.
change their body. They're having these sex reassignment surgeries. People are having surgeries when whatever law the state, whenever they can have it. These surgeries are so that they can live in the body that comport with who they are.
That's what makes them trans, Peter.
Right. They changed.
You know what they called a stud or a dyke?
What did they call it? You answer questions for me.
A stud or a dyke. Like they're still essentially women. That's why there's a differentiation between a dyke, a stud, a lesbian, and a trans.
What was a dyke? That's a girl
that
who act like
that dresses like a guy.
And isn't that the
acts
same
like
thing as a
guy.
stud? That's the same thing?
Same thing. That's the whole point.
Same thing, just a different word?
So why they're not called trans is because they didn't change their body. Hence the reason that they're called trans. Trans meaning you changed your body to become whatever it is you believe you are.
Or your appearance, or how
your
you,
appearance.
or how you refer to yourself in the manner of sex.
That's
yeah,
a trans.
changing the appearance. They said that Jamie Foxx might not actually be Jamie Foxx. That might be a clone we're looking at nowadays in the media.
Yeah, he did look different in that video.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, he probably had a stroke. I mean, lost weight.
Yeah, he probably did.
People are
looks,
stupid.
He looks smaller.
He
in
what?
the face.
People are stupid.
People
Not
are
him.
stupid, yeah.
If someone suffered a major medical crisis,
Like, God damn, people.
you don't think this person's going to lose weight?
Jesus Christ, that's so easy. He was sick. He didn't show himself for a while. He wasn't comfortable. He didn't want people to see him like that. He showed himself when he was ready.
Welcome back.
It's
though.
easy.
Welcome back. I'm happy he's here, man. 'Cause,
Yeah.
that'd have been real sad.
That was an amazing talent. And don't listen. If you ask me, it's because of that COVID vaccine.
Oh, you think COVID?
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why.
He's vaccinated?
Yes, he is.
I don't know.
And so that vaccination happened along with LeBron James Jr. You know,
Bronny. They call
Bronny,
him Bronny.
yeah, whatever his name is. But he's making a recovery. Thank God for that.
He had a heart attack.
No, he had a
Cardiac arrest.
Cardiac arrest.
Is that
Same
cardiac
thing.
arrest
No, it's
a
not the
heart
same.
attack?
No,
What's the
different.
difference?
It's like an electric thing. So imagine the electric goes out in your heart, it just stops.
Which essentially is a lot of these things are
What?
tied.
So-
a cardiac arrest is not a heart attack?
It's not. It's
I
not.
thought
a
they were
heart
the
attack.
same thing.
No, they're not.
Oh, all right.
Essentially, whatever it was,
His heart stopped, right?
Completely done. Yeah.
And what would a heart attack be?
I could Google it, but it's not the
Alright.
same thing. Yeah. Like
Yeah, but for little man, for Bronny, that's because you know Ronnie Turioff played in the NBA with a heart condition. The Miami Heat got rid of Chris Bosh when he had his blood clots, but he was ready to go to the league pretty soon, and now he has a cardiac arrest. LeBron might have wanted to play with his son, first parent ever to do that in the league, and I don't know if little man gonna be able to play in the league if he has a heart condition.
I mean,
His dad is the best ever or second best ever, and he's been looking for it his whole life.
I don't think it stops him from playing. I think he'll still be able to play as long as he's able to stay and remain healthy. You know, the same thing happened with the guy from Buffalo, the Bills.
Oh,
Hamlin.
yeah. On
Yeah,
the field
you know,
while he was playing.
and again, these are not things we've ever seen happen prior to COVID vaccinations.
Wait, you're trying to blame COVID for Hamlin?
Vaccines,
For Hamlin?
the vaccines.
Yeah, all right. So you're trying to blame the vaccine for Hamlin and Bronny?
Yes, and there's a whole lot of other players that this happened to. It's just a lot of it's not publicized, but there's several players in high school who had these same issues, and some in college. You know, we just don't hear about it as much because of all the bullshit in the media, but it's a real thing. Like, a lot of people are dropping, I don't want to say dead, but they're having, and that's one of the things that happens with the vaccination. People don't even know. There's a website called VAERS, VAERS. And in there, they have to list all of the vaccination adverse events that happen. So one of the biggest ones there is heart arrhythmias, and I mean, I'm not sure if it's arrhythmia, but heart issues. That's one of the major things. You never saw this shit happen until, I can imagine that Bronny, in the shape of his life,
Yeah, probably a good athlete.
amazing fucking athlete,
Yeah.
you know, extremely healthy. He eats proper. He's eating organic food. He's eating, you
The
know,
best that
the best
money can pay
that
for.
money can pay for. And here he is at
18.
18, dropping from a heart attack. I mean, not heart attack. Sorry, cardiac arrest.
Man, you never. I mean, I don't know. He could have some type of prior
Nah.
medical thing. I mean, you never.
Nah, and it only happened at 18. This is.
We all played sports.
It only
We never had
happened
cardiac arrest.
after fucking, you know, the vaccinations.
But
But you
it
never
happened
know.
after a lot of other stuff. It's not just the vaccination.
Right.
No, it happened after the vaccination. There's nothing else to explain that. Like,
But that's the problem.
why didn't it happen prior to the vaccination?
We don't know. That's the thing.
We do know.
We
Oh,
don't.
you're saying we do know. Of course we don't know.
We don't know what.
We literally
He
don't
got
know.
vaccinated.
We know that. Okay. Or we
don't
assume
think
that.
he did.
We
No,
assume
he did get vaccinated, and then
Well, let's assume he got vaccinated. Okay. And what else do you know?
And then he had cardiac arrest.
But you don't.
What?
But you don't know
minutes later, 4 minutes later. What are you
Not
talking
minutes
about?
later, but that's not how things typically work. You ever seen them fucking commercials on TV? If you used to take fucking
Yeah, I get it.
Baby Johnson,
Oh, this is a
Johnson,
big ass conspiracy.
it's not a conspiracy. It's common sense.
What are you? How's it common sense?
So
We don't- I'm
again.
I'm
No.
vaccine.
I'm making a point. Just listen and comprehend. Have you ever seen the commercials on TV with law firms that
Yes.
said if you took this medication or anything,
Yeah.
this may be the result of you may now have. I mean, for you having cancer.
Right,
now.
like-
We've seen that.
Mesothelioma.
Yeah, it doesn't happen right away. It usually happens years later.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
I got you.
And I just see the correlation. After vaccinations, hundreds of athletes have dropped and had some type of heart condition. It's not like they're having fucking.
You know, Ronnie Turioff had cardiac arrest before there was a vaccine.
When though?
When? Before the vaccine, nigga.
Okay, so he's not answering the question. When was this?
You didn't even tell me that Bronny got the vaccine.
So when was this though? Was this while on the basketball court, while he was performing, while he was running? No.
Wait, what's your point? I said you're saying after he had the vaccine, Bronny had heart issues. I said before there was even a vaccine, Ronnie Turioff.
Okay, but I don't know his. I don't know. Did he happen to have that when he was still playing basketball? No.
Yeah, he had heart issues when he was playing for the Heat.
Why?
With LeBron.
Why he was on the Heat?
Yeah, when he was playing for the Heat, he had heart issues.
So
So you hear what he just said? He had heart issues.
So here's another thing though.
That came out. So the point I'm making is that we knew he had these conditions.
Wait, did we know that?
Did we know what?
That he had heart
Ronnie
problem?
Turioff had heart problems. He played for the Heat
So
and other teams in the NBA.
So the question is, before he came to the Heat, did we know that he had heart problems?
I think they knew before the Heat picked him up.
So then I don't know.
So your argument makes no sense.
I don't know.
No, my argument was before the vaccine. You said after the vaccine, Bronny has heart issues. Before the vaccine, tons of people had heart issues.
Well, Bronny didn't have heart conditions.
And then, so
prior.
that's what we do not know. You for a fact do not know if he didn't have prior heart conditions. That's one. Two, we don't know if he was taking anything. He could be coked out. He could be taking PEDs.
Bronny is not.
We don't know that.
Bronny is not.
Respectfully to him, you know what I mean? It's not like he's a number one prospect. He could be taking PEDs to make sure he played with his dad. You never know. You never.
At that age, already
You could. He's rich as fuck. He could
taking
be.
PEDs.
Man, I met people who took PEDs at 18, and that's a fact. Matter of fact, my freshman year in undergrad, there was a boy. He came in with me. We were both 18. He was taking PEDs. He didn't play sports, so it was okay for him to take it, but he was taking it, and I was shocked too. I was like, "The fuck you taking it for?"
That just helps you work out better, or what?
It makes you work out better. You get big.
know.
He want to be strong.
I mean, you could be a really good athlete without.
For sure, but people do
that
it.
stuff.
It's common.
So I just looked up. Apparently, Bronny had no type of.
How do you? What did
You
you
said
look
he
that
had
up?
what?
He had no type of prior heart conditions.
Where'd you look that up at?
Google.
Google has his medical records.
I mean, they said their tests were taken. Sorry, and it suggested that there were no previous problems that could have led to the cardiac arrest.
Who knows?
Just saying, like,
Yeah, maybe.
What I like about the story,
to have this issue on the football. I mean, while he's practicing, to have this issue,
That's sad, man.
Same with Hamlin, who played football. To have that happen on the football field is just not normal.
Now, so I looked that one up, and there is a thing with football players when you get hit really hard to the chest. There's a thing that a lot of football players get, which is what makes football extremely dangerous. That could like shut your heart. So you get hit really, really hard in the chest, or take a really, really bad hit, you could suffer cardiac arrest.
Well, yeah, they're saying that the prior screenings for Bronny suggested that he had a healthy, normal heart.
Yeah, maybe, but that doesn't mean he wasn't taking nothing.
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know
taking
what-
something or a vaccine, there's a lot of speculation.
That's what I'm. That's the point. The point is we don't know what it is. It could be so many different reasons.
Well, what I know is that again on the website VAERS, I'm not sure if it's .com or .org.
Let's just go to InfoWars too.
I'm just saying, like, that's one of the biggest adverse effects of the COVID vaccine.
It could be, man. It could.
I
be.
don't know.
And that's the thing. That's why I just like to keep it a buck. Like if we don't know, we don't know. We could speculate, but it could be 100 reasons. 100 reasons. And shout out to Bronny. I hope he makes a speedy recovery. And I would really, really love for him to play with his dad. I would love to see that. Like I would really, really love to see that.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. That'd be I don't know if any other parent has played with their child in a sport.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, at the same time, that's crazy.
Now you know what's crazy on the day that happened, right? Fucking Obama's chef.
Oh yeah, Obama's chef died,
had died, and
he
it was
drowned at Martha's Vineyard.
Right, it was on the news. It was everywhere until Bronny thing took over the news, and it was we never heard about it. Now at first I was just like, okay, he died. I mean, rest in peace. That's crazy. And then one of my boys was trying to make like he kind of into the conspiracy. He was like, bro, that shit don't make no sense. I was like, what you mean it don't make no sense? I looked it up. Buddy was paddleboarding. And I had to ask myself, what the fuck is paddleboarding, bro? Like, I had to look that shit up. And I seen, y'all niggas know what paddleboarding is?
I think it's just a boat with sticks and shit. Right?
Nah, it's a thing, like a surfboard, and you just paddle your shit. Mm-hmm. And so I guess he was in a pond or a lake, and that shit was 8 foot. It was 8 feet. 8 feet. Yeah, you see?
Drowned in 8?
That's what I said.
I mean, shit, as long as it covers your head, shit, you can drown in anything.
Nigga, you could jump, bro. But Buddy know how to swim. That's the crazy part.
I don't think it mattered how deep the water was. I think that the fact that he knows how to swim.
Maybe he went unconscious or something. Maybe something.
The fact that he drowned and he knows how to swim, that's hard to pull off.
It
doesn't matter how deep the water is, because I mean,
that's true.
You could put me in 7 foot water and I'm 5. I mean, I'm 6 feet 1. It wouldn't matter as long as my head is covered by water. I can drown. But if you know how to swim. That's the part that's hard. I think they tried to whack us. I think they whacked him. Somebody. It's not making sense for a person who knows how to swim.
Somebody killed Obama's chef.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why?
Bruh. Who fucking knows why? Conspiracies.
Yeah, conspiracies. Really.
Yo, that shit wild. I mean, because at first when Cuz brought it up, I was just like, "Come on, man, who cares, bro? Like this is bullshit." But 8 feet of water, a nigga know how to swim.
He was in a lake, correct?
A lake or a pool? I don't know. Because not a pool or a pond.
Martha's Vineyard in some water. You know, another conspiracy in the news right now is the aliens. They said that there was some hearings in Congress with Democrats and Republicans.
I saw it,
and that there's some people who went before Congress under oath, work for the United States government, and said that we actually, as a government, have aliens. Yeah. In this country,
they said that a long time ago,
and nobody.
No, I don't know if they said it under oath in front of Congress with them. Maybe they said it. They said it again that we have aliens, or they're calling it. Instead of saying UFO, they have a different acronym.
This shit came out when Trump was in office. CNN started reporting that the government hadn't already known about UFOs for a while, and they're just kind of like releasing it now. It was like they were hoping that it was gonna, I guess, not Trump, but kind of distract us from what was really going on in office.
I guess. But the funny part is, because I'm seeing like all the posts on Facebook and Instagram, nobody cares, bro. Nobody cares, bro. The most important thing to me this weekend was watching this fight. I gave no fucks about an alien, bro.
But you know what, too?
I think it's important, though.
I mean, I think the thought process behind it is like, you know what? If they've been here this whole time,
we've been chilling.
Yeah, it hasn't been affecting us. So why the fuck do we care?
And I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Important.
So
I say,
there's nothing you can do about it.
There's nothing I can do about it. If it could help unite different countries against a common enemy, that'd be great. But that's like movie theater. That's what was that movie with
Independence Day?
That's Independence type shit.
We're not fucking with no UFOs, bro. We don't have the type of intelligence to fuck with them.
But we can get to other planets.
Some get here too.
Can get to our planet.
Yeah, that's right.
We have no way of getting to another planet.
No, we can travel to different planets.
No, not right now.
It's just gonna take a lot of millions of light years.
I'm not saying we can survive in different planets, but we can send a ship to reach other planets.
What planet?
Any planet.
No, we literally cannot right now.
Oh, NASA can't do it?
Not right now, no.
Damn, we got to fund NASA.
We can't.
Well, shit,
let's start a
if we
petition.
got to the moon, it's just that it's the timing it would take. We can get there. The problem is it's going to take too many years.
No, literally, we have nothing to get us to Mars, nigga. We have nothing. We can't get there. We spent
None of our rockets and ships work?
no. That's
hard
not
to believe.
not to get us
That's
there.
hard to believe.
It's not. Well, so you got to understand that's a long ass trip.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a long ass trip. So getting the fuel, the energy, the atmosphere is crazy. Like getting in and out of the Earth's atmosphere is hard. That's why a lot of our rockets, before they even get out of the atmosphere, that shit done. Like that shit burns up. That shit blows up. Nah, that shit's hard.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But we got work tomorrow. Fuck these aliens.
Fuck these aliens.
They
Don't
ain't paying.
destroy Earth. This
Going
is
to
the
work.
planet
Going
I
to
live
work
on.
first thing in the morning.
Only planet. Thank you, aliens.
And don't take the vaccine.
Leave the goats alone. See you guys.